Hey, so nobody's watching yet, so I'm going to start it over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to David and Alex's Totally Rad podcast. That's totally not a podcast at all, actually. We're your hosts, David and Alex, and we're on a journey to find others like us who may be a little different and have used their uniqueness to become mega mentors and role models here at Camp No Limits. Tune in with us as we deep dive into getting to know some of these superstars. What's up, David?
Not much, Mr. Barone. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing good. You look lovely tonight.
Well, thank you, Alex. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate the sentiment. I expect a virtual bouquet of flowers, as well as perhaps some sparkling grape juice to be delivered via some.
What about one of these?
And that would be perfect as well. Perfectly acceptable, because we're coming up on that special day, Alex. I don't know if you know, but that day is called Valentine's Day. It's a little further. It's not until next month. We'll actually probably have another podcast even before that. But the point being, it's never too early to start the love. Love like I have for our other sponsor, that is gummy bears. No particular brand, no particular kind of flavor. Happens to be an orange one. It's kind of all I got right here at disposal. But I want to thank Gummy Bears for sponsoring this Not a Podcast, because it's not really a podcast. It's just a couple guys interviewing mentors from Camp No Limits. Alex and I are community outreach director, community outreach extraordinaire, Mr. Barone. And we think since we've had this coronavirus, we at Camp No Limits have had to adapt. It's what we do. And we've created virtual camps. And we're super excited that our first virtual camp is starting in less than 24 hours, Alex Barone.
Oh my gosh. T-minus 17 hours or so.
I'm going to trust your math on that. I don't know if I
can. I might be off. I'm on the wrong coast. I don't know.
You don't even know what time. You have no idea. I think you're close. I think it's more like 20 something hours. But regardless, it's coming up tomorrow. So please go to our website. You can also, I'm sure, find information here on our Facebook page about enrolling for our virtual camp. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great to be with community, which is important for all of us as we're going in this whole isolation of a pandemic. But Mr. Barone, it's good to have you with your long locks. You know, your West Coast. You know, you're hanging here visiting family on the East Coast, so you're totally doing that East Coast thing, which is always good to see. Always good to have you representing. I don't know, Alex, if we have any more banter to do, because I think we just have an amazing guest.
We got to jump into it. He's a great guy. The greatest guest. Not the greatest. I don't mean to say that. We've got a lovely guest on our show. But our guest tonight is none other than Mr. Rogelio, a.k.a. Roy Rangel.
Let's get him in here. Good to see you, Mr. Roy.
Hey guys, how are you?
We are good. We are good. Um,
Miss you, Roy.
we talk about this all the time, and one of the things we did mention, Alex, was the the Roy yell. I think because we have it's like you are infamous, Roy, and you also have the best introduction ever. And so, if you could you do the introduction you do at camp every time we're there?
Yeah, yeah. So every time I present myself to everybody at camp, this is what I always said. Like, hello everyone, my name is Rogelio, but everybody call me Roy.
Roy! And everyone yells Roy because Roy, you're just infectious with your energy, and you're just such an amazing mentor. And we're so lucky to have you. Um, Roy,
No.
can you tell us a little bit about where you grew up? And are you, is anyone like typing? Or
Sounds like it.
it is kind of a
Is
strange.
somebody writing an essay?
It sounds. Is it me? It sounds like there's like a typing thing happening. Um, which could just be the internet itself, because we know the internet has COVID 19 and is in isolation now and recovering, so it could be just COVID. So we're not really sure what the sound is.
Sounds like the old AOL dial-up. Remember AOL when you log on to your little profile?
Yeah,
And
it could be AOL. We have no
Maybe,
idea. But
maybe.
Roy, why don't you tell everyone that's here where you're from and where you grew up?
All right. So I was born in Mexico, in León, Guanajuato. León is the city, and Guanajuato that's the state. And I basically grown up there until I was 15, and then I came to the USA in 2005. That's the first time I came here, and I came to Florida, which where is gonna be the camp, in a few hours.
That's right. That's right. Camp is in a few
21
hours.
hours.
So
17.
what was life like for you in Mexico when as you were growing up?
Okay, so one of the things that I always mention at camp is that the the big difference between what I see here in Mexico is that in Mexico, growing up, the only time that I would see, another kid or another person with a limb differences was when I went to Mexico City to get my prosthesis done, and but that was would be the only time, and it would be, it depends, like twice as a growing up or 3 times a year I would go to Mexico City, and those will be the times that I will only see people, with the living differences.
So, Roy, when you were growing up in Leon, what did you do for fun growing up? Did you play sports as a kid?
So like basically, yeah, I will do everything. Like I will play soccer. Like I will try to ride the bike. I will like play basketball, baseball, like everything. Like because I'm the third of four men in the family. So like we will always like be playing uh, whatever, like any sport that we will watch in the TV, like we will play. But soccer, or we call football, uh, is the number one for me.
Numero uno.
Yeah. But I watch everything, and like we play, like literally I will do anything like other kids will do. Sometimes it will take a little bit more time or help, but like I will do it.
And Roy, you mentioned, you said, you very rarely saw anyone else with limb difference. Can you talk a little bit about your limb difference and sort of your journey in that?
Yeah. When I was 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, I had a car accident. In which my right leg above the knee, it needed to be amputated due to like you know what happened was that we went to one hospital, and in that hospital, the surgeon, like, nobody could know where he was. So I needed, my family decided to take me to another hospital. But when I got there, it was too late for the surgeons to save my leg, because I already like lost a lot of blood, and they had to go and amputate.
Gotcha. So you were on your way to the doctor, but you guys couldn't find him, so you had to travel to another hospital. And by that point, it was a little bit too late to recover the limb.
Correct. Yeah.
How old were
Yeah.
you?
Was 4 or 5 years old. I was like on kindergarten.
Hmm.
Little baby Roy, kindergarten.
Yeah. But like, like I say, because of I was always surrounded, with my brothers and other people, where I live. Like, I will always like do everything. Like, growing up, basically, I could see like I was different, but like at that moment, like, I didn't notice it sometimes. Like, I was just another kid doing uh you know kid stuff.
Of course.
Was there was there because I think that's true with a lot of kids, either who lose a limb, or in trauma when they're young, or are congenital and born with limb difference. There is a moment as a kid, you don't really think about it. You're just a kid doing things. You're adapting and doing stuff. Was there a moment that you remember, like, oh man, this is kind of interesting. I am a little different. Do you remember that at all, being a kid and kind of going through that moment?
Like, yeah, it was more, like, growing up, like, hitting those years where you start like looking more at yourself, and start noticing like little things, like on your pants, like on the right side, they will always like have holes, because like
Hmm.
with my prosthesis, like he always like doesn't mind, like if it's a new one, like the same day it will have like one hole at least. So those kind of like little things, like, you notice, like, growing up. But like I said, like, i I always more like rely like of things to do. Like, I will not care, like, it will not stopping me from doing things, having, the pants having holes or not. Like, I will do things anyway. So like, but that those things, like, somehow like it bother me, because my my parents, they will have to buy new pants every time.
Right. I think.
Well, so a lot of our audience that don't know you from Camp No Limits, we know you got. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got mixed up with camp and how you got introduced to camp?
Yes. In back in 2015, um, we I have as a roommate. It was Pedro Pimenta and Roberto Herrera. They were my roommates, and I believe that Pedro was volunteering for camp at that time, and he invited us. Pedro invited me and Roberto, so we came to camp, and since then, like, we really enjoy being there at camp.
And you and Pedro and Roberto are like superstars at Can't No Limits. You guys are a trio. You were all roommates at one point in time.
Yeah, we live together. Fun times.
When you guys were there, what were tell us a little bit about like what you're studying, or were you guys in school together, or what was kind of how did
Yes.
you guys kind of find each other?
So like we met at the there was the a convention, the ISPO convention at Orlando, Florida. So we met there, but then we kept keeping in touch, and then we one time like we decided like to move together, like and live together, all three of us. But Roberto and I, like at that time, like we were going for our bachelor's in orthotics and prosthetics. But we met Pedro in a convention in Florida, in Orlando.
And you guys were just like, I have an idea. Let's have a party house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pr-
Not just kidding.
Pretty much that's the way it rolls. One of the things, Roy, we've talked about, we did talk a little bit about some of the differences in perception that you say you've experienced, the sort of perception of limb difference, or amputees in Mexico versus here in the United States. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like maybe what you felt your experience was there, um, and maybe how it's been different since you've been here. If there's anything that you could recognize as a bit of a difference.
Yeah. So basically, like when I was there in Mexico, I will always hear people, saying like, "Oh, what he's gonna do, when he grows up, like he's not gonna be able to do like work." But most of those people were like thinking, like physical work, even though like I still can, do all those stuff. Like they have this perception that by not having extremity, like you are set, for something, you know, like you will be like a dependent in some way. But like the difference, that's pretty much the main difference that I see between there and here. And also like sometimes the way people stare at you, they have that set of mind, and also they look at you a little bit different. And here is more like more acceptable, like I see it, like people here accepted are more acceptable at seeing you, having a prosthesis than in Mexico. But it's like that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I think, and Alex, your experience is a little bit different. I think that's also sort of been a little bit of a a more recent phenomenon. I mean, I think that we've certainly seen more support for amputees recently, but within my lifetime, we talk, that there's been a fight for accessibility, for accommodation, for things like that. And so I think it is one of those things where it's just people, and I think I think there are people here in the States too that sometimes don't really see the full potential of someone uh, who may have limb difference. I think it's just a matter of the way that maybe here in the States we've seen a little bit more of a positive representation, because I think things have changed a little bit in more recent years. But again that's my 2 cents.
No,
But
that's
I
true.
think it
Like
is. I think that we are moving, and hopefully as a whole collective consciously into this idea that just because someone is missing a limb does not necessarily limit their employment opportunities,
Yeah,
but
and like I
Well,
say, like I
because
was so surprised, when I found out about Camp No Limit, because like I say, in Mexico, like I would not expect something to be, Camp No Limits in Mexico, something similar. So when I found out about Camp No Limits, I was like, whoa, like, like what change it will have, have in me if I had come to a camp like this in Mexico.
right. Well, what do you think? What do you think might have changed? Do you think it would have if little Roy had that opportunity to have Camp No Limits in Mexico when
Leroy.
you were
I
five,
mean,
6 years old?
yeah, because like at camp, you see people, that they run fast, and like I say, when I always will compare to people that will have, like all four extremities. So like they will outrun me, all the time by thinking that maybe I can outrun them. But having someone like, for instance, Cameron Clapp, he runs in his blades, so that way, like you see someone doing it, and you're like, yeah, I can do it too, even though, like I say, I was always, trying to do it anyway. It would be nice, to know that there were people, doing that anybody, just can do it.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Roy. I think that's one of the things about camp. It is that sense of pushing you, not only for and as a mentor, you may be able to say and talk about this too. I feel like I push myself. I learn more um, from a lot of these campers and seeing
Mhm.
what some of these campers are doing or what they've figured out. It sort of helps me in my own life as a middle-aged man, like figure out like there's more that I can do. There's more that I can always improve. That there is the reminder of there not being limits. That we can always improve, always move forward. Um, I think that's great. Yeah, I wish we could. But this is one of the cool things for those watching. Some may not know a whole lot about camp. We are Camp No Limits. It's a camp for kids with limb difference or limb loss and their families. We normally have 10 camps around the country and around the United States. Since COVID, we've been doing virtual camps, which has been a great thing because we've been able to have campers from all around the world join us virtually. So this is a great opportunity. We've kind of created this virtual platform, and I don't know. In the comments, guys, everybody loves our face. I don't know, just smiling, these smiling faces.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Yeah.
So much
Um,
love with
but
Camp
I
No
think,
Limit.
but that's been one of the big things too is the ability to hopefully get word out on a larger scale, so that 5-year-old kid in Mexico who may not have maybe in a small town or not have a chance to see anyone that looks like him. They have that opportunity. Um,
Yeah.
Roy, the I guess the last sort of question is, and this sort of goes to what you were saying earlier, um, is what about the advice that you would give um, to folks who might be seeing this video that might be sort of heard about Camp No Limits? They kind of click on the Facebook page, they see this video, or maybe they're just scrolling interwebs tonight and they're like, "What's this? Who are these three guys that people keep
No,
saying like, look at those faces?" Um,
it's
so
you guys. It's Nicole.
what is
No,
some advice
Yo,
that you might give
no,
them,
Taylor.
Roy?
There.
like if people watching this uh podcast, not totally not a podcast,
It's not a
um
podcast.
and they're new, just heard about Camp No Limits. I would, just let them know that if they can, volunteer, donate, help, find a little bit more about Camp No Limits, because that's a place in which kids with lip differences get to be themselves. Like they don't think about school or anything. They're just thinking about what to do there, how the support that they're getting from Camp No Limits is just amazing. It's it's something that really help me, and I believe can help people feel happy, because that's something like I said, there's not a lot of people that does this. So this is a great organization, and just hope like try to volunteer and help this Camp No Limits grow.
Absolutely.
Well said, Roy. It is for sure a place where not just kids, but even us, adults and mentors and volunteers and families, everybody can just be themselves, right? And I
Correct.
feel like it's a one place that I go to and feel recharged every time because I can be myself, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, I like say I get that all the time. Like I really enjoy
We
Yeah.
enjoy you, Roy. Te quiero, Roy.
So
And
because we are live, and we do have a few people watching, Roy, I want to give some time. If anyone has a question, they can put it in chat. And if you have a question for Roy for the next couple minutes, Alex, I know that you have something coming up. I just saw the phone ring in your house. There it
you.
is. Yeah, see, it's there. Uh, can you tell us what it is that you have?
yeah, I have a fitting for tomorrow's Pirate Virtual Escape Room, Camp No Limits 2021 Florida Camp. I'm getting done up pretty well, Roy.
So,
So
Nice. Yeah.
and let's
I
just
expect that to you.
that is a T. That is a tease. But Alex, it is not tomorrow. That virtual escape room will be on Sunday. But you can register and enroll for virtual Camp No
okay,
Limits Florida, and you will once you enroll, you'll see the schedule. We have a plethora of activities.
plethora.
Again, it's a fun community. But Alex, I know you have pirate school. You have to learn how to do a pirate.
Yeah.
And so we will let you go, and we'll take it just a couple minutes for questions, and then we'll sign off. But Alex, have fun at your pirate school, and we will
Okay.
see you in virtual camp tomorrow.
I'll see you guys at virtual camp tomorrow. Roy, I love you.
See you tomorrow, Alex.
All
Guillermo,
right.
David,
So
love you too.
Roy,
Guests, love
there.
you guys. See you later.
All right. Roy, there are a couple questions. I don't know if you see the chat. I don't know. But
No, no. What are
Nicole,
the
Miss Nicole Gren asks. She does say she has a question. She says, "What was it like when you fell from heaven?"
questions? It was perfection.
Um, I can't think. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Roy. It is perfection. Um, and I do not speak Espanol, but Lizzie has asked a question in Espanol. ¿Por qué eres tan guapo? I don't know what that means, and I probably
It's like,
butchered that
why are
pronunciation.
you so handsome?
Oh, why are you so handsome?
I don't know. I have to ask my dad.
Yeah, yeah. That
But
it could be.
thank you, Lucy.
It could be that you fell from heaven. Yeah, you got the hand. You hit the handsome tree coming down.
True, true.
Um, yeah. Thank you, Alex Sandler. Because we have this 20-second delay, she has answered my terrible pronunciations of Spanish. Um, yes. Uh, Nicole Grin, Nicola Lee has a question. So we'll wait. We have like a 20-second thing.
Okay.
Oh, what is it like on the beach right now? Yes, this beach. It's not actually a beach, Nicole. It's this is just really right here on the Gowanus Canal here in New York City, just right outside my apartment, um, and it's just kind of the view we have here in New York, here at the Gowanus Canal. So that's how it is. Um, that's true. He did. Lizzie says he hit the kind and caring tree too, and I agree with that. Because Roy, I will say you were super kind. It is it is the classy of the canals. Um, it is. Uh, so
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. So Roy, I guess the thing is, I want to thank you for your time tonight. I want to also remind everyone. Oh, Mary Layton had a question for you, Roy. What is your
Yes.
favorite camp? We have camps
My,
across the country, so of the ones you've gone to, what has been your favorite?
I mean, I like all of them, but I have to say that Camp Florida is, it has a special, uh, feeling. So I like everyone, all of the camps, but like if I have to pick, like, it's Florida
It's
because it
Florida.
was my first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it is. I think it's hard. It's always hard to pick a favorite one. There are different aspects of each one that are very cool. Hello, Monica Cole. Good to see you on here. Great to see you here. And for those folks who may have just joined us, you can always see this recording. It will be up on Facebook for a while. So Jill Smith is asking, what is everyone's favorite camp? Um, oh my gosh. Um, yes, Roy, you killed the high ropes course in your first year. You should
Oh yeah,
you're a
was
big fan.
Florida.
Lizzie also says that anywhere Roy is her favorite camp. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Lizzie's answer. I would say, anywhere Roy is going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great time. But that goes, I don't know, that goes for all our mentors. I think all of our mentors are fantastic. Um,
Yeah.
but Roy, it has been a pleasure talking to you, man. And everyone, if you haven't enrolled in for Florida Virtual Camp, please go ahead and enroll. Come join us. Come have fun. Come hang out with us. If you don't know much about Camp No Limits, come in and meet us and say hi. If you know someone with limb difference or limb loss, please send them our information. We'd love to talk to them. So we hope you guys have a great time, and we will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.